C&M Live. I'm Clark, and today's topic is natural and human-made changes and their impact on climate change. We'll review what some of the natural changes are in our environment, what human-made changes encompass, what is climate change, what are greenhouse gases, and what can they do? Why do greenhouse gases cause the atmosphere to retain heat? How do we know human-made changes drastically impact our climate? Where have scientists confirmed and documented change? Why is this relevant for sustainability? Who can control human-made activity? What are some of the natural changes in our environment? Solar radiation, volcanic eruptions, plate tectonics, and weather are some of the natural changes in our environment. What do human-made changes encompass? There are many examples of human-made changes. Most importantly, emissions from burning oil, coal, and gas, aerosols, carbon dioxide released by cement manufacture, deforestation, and animal agriculture are also human activity. What is climate change? Climate change is the change in statistical distribution of weather patterns when a change lasts for an extended period of time. For example, drastic weather conditions like increased or decreased temperatures, drought, flash floods, high winds, and the like all align with climate change. What are greenhouse gases and what can they do? Greenhouse gases like water vapor, carbon dioxide, and methane are gases that absorb energy. This absorption slows or prevents the loss of heat to space. So these gases act like a blanket covering the Earth. Heat is trapped and this makes the Earth warmer. A great deal of carbon dioxide is created from emissions which interfere with Earth's carbon balance. Why do greenhouse gases cause the atmosphere to retain heat? Since the gases act as a blanket, heat is trapped between the surface of the Earth and the ozone. This causes the Earth to become warmer. It impacts our atmosphere and creates climate change. How do we know human-made changes drastically impact our climate? Scientists have recorded Earth's climates for hundreds of thousands of years. They analyzed a number of indirect measures of climate like tree rings, vegetation, ice cores, glacier lengths, ocean sediments, sea level change, and the Earth's orbit around the sun. Thus, we have data to determine change over time. Recent climate change cannot be explained by natural causes alone. Carbon dioxide is emitted from fossil fuel combustion. Industrialization also impacts the increase of carbon dioxide. Scientists can measure the amount of carbon dioxide in the atmosphere with high-powered computing tools and compare this amount with long-term climate data. The term radiative force is a measure of a particular factor, like greenhouse gases, aerosols, or land changes, or the net change in Earth's energy balance. So positive force tends to warm Earth's surface, and a negative force tends to cool Earth's surface. The National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration tracks the change in the radiative force over time. They've determined that greenhouse gases have increased 27.5% between 1990 and 2009. 80% of this increase is from an increase in carbon dioxide in the atmosphere. Per Petri Talas, the Secretary General of the World Meteorological Organization, with level of carbon dioxide in the atmosphere consistently breaking new records, the influence of human activities on the climate system has become more and more evident. Talas adds the increase in global temperature is consistent with the other changes occurring in the climate system. In 2015, record-breaking temperatures increased across the globe. This was exceeded in 2016, and we are already on track to break this record for 2017. In February of this year, the United States broke or tied more than 11,700 warm temperature records per the U.S. National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration. Where have scientists confirmed and documented this change? Obviously, across the globe, the glaciers are the most noted indicators of climate change. As temperatures rise, the mass melts, increasing sea level and shrinking the glaciers. Thus, where water was once dark, it becomes light, and the water temperature increases, which impacts vegetation and sea life. The melting sea ice also causes a change in oceanic and atmospheric circulation patterns. Per the World Meteorological Organization, the changes affects jet stream, which is the fast-moving band of air that regulates worldwide temperature. Change in vegetation, cloud cover, precipitation, sea level change, pollen analysis, and animal change are all indicators scientists have studied to document human-made climate change. Why is this relevant for sustainability? Climate change impacts weather conditions. We're witnessing temperature changes, periods of droughts, forest fires, flash floods, and the like. This clearly impacts biodiversity, which obviously ties directly to sustainability. One change creates many others. Increase in temperature creates significant and harmful impacts on our health, environment, and climate. If change is too drastic, it can lead to loss. Who can control human-made change? The federal government determines approval and denial of regulations, and they fund agency budgets. The Environmental Protection Agency in the United States recently had a change in leadership and experienced a 30% budget cut. President Trump signed an executive order to roll back climate change. This order does not address the 2015 Paris Agreement, which is an agreement to take steps in order to reduce climate-altering pollution. Almost all countries committed to this agreement. Some U.S. government leaders are not in favor of supporting actions like the Paris Agreement, which helps reduce carbon dioxide in the atmosphere. We're likely to experience drastic change in stance on climate change from the federal government. Thus, it is critical that every individual get involved and take a stance on supporting what is best for our future and our environment. Subscribe to see next month's video.